Very good evening. You're watching Plain Speak. I'm Akanksha Swaroop. Aurangzeb's ghost is haunting Maharashtra. The premier state could be sitting on a tinder box. Why so? Look at the way the demand for the demolition of the 17th century Mughal emperor's tomb has turned volatile. Moreover, it's been 48 hours since violence unfolded on the streets of Nagpur, and the probe agencies are leaving no stone unturned to get to the bottom of what unleashed the mayhem on the evening of 17th of March. On the investigation front, a pre-planned conspiracy angle is under the lens. Top sources have informed CNN News 18 that the National Investigation Agency could join the probe, as the modus operandi seems similar to what Kashmir witnessed pre-2019. What further raises eyebrows is a political link and the subsequent foreign funding angle. The possibility of a larger nexus underneath has raised further concerns. But the political face-off just refuses to die down, even as the opposition targets the Mahayuti government with cooked-up case charges. Chief Minister Fadnavis has now set the record straight. He has vowed that no guilty will be spared. Wading into the debate, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has also said that no invaders must be glorified on Bharat's soil. The war of words is only escalating, but before we actually deep dive, let's also break down what the story has been so far. Here's what the initial investigations have been suggesting, that there has been a Kashmir-like modus operandi as far as the violence of 17th March was concerned. That stones were brought in trolleys and by-lanes were used by stone pelters to take cover. Eyewitness accounts suggest that thousands had gathered, and that too in no time. That clearly indicates that there was a pre-planned conspiracy. Petrol bombs and sharp-edged weapons were also used by these rioters. The modus operandi is, remember, very similar to what happened in Kashmir prior to the abrogation of Article 370 in August of 2019. So while more than 90 have been named in the FIRs and nearly 80 have been arrested so far, two accused, namely Fahim Khan and Syed Asim Ali, have been identified by the investigation officers as the mastermind of the 17th March violence. Who's Fahim Khan? He is believed to be the mastermind who has been put behind bars as of now. Khan represents the Minorities Democratic Party and contested 2024 Lok Sabha polls from Nagpur, notably that too against Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. Khan is also the city president of the party and a resident of Sanjay Bagh colony in Nagpur. Now let's come to Syed Asim Ali. Who is he? He's been identified as another prime accused as mastermind number 2, but is yet to be arrested as he remains at large. He's the office bearer for the Minority Democratic Party, the same party that Fahim Khan is also part of as the president. However, links between the two accused are being ascertained. Ali was also arrested for the murder of a Hindu leader in the past and has praised Aurangzeb in social media posts. The political link to Nagpur violence is currently under investigation. What's also being probed is an alleged foreign funding. Nagpur's top cop Ravindra Singhal has said that 11 of those 80 arrested are minors. And the probe officials suspect that the Minorities Democratic Party received funding from foreign sources, possibly from Bangladesh. However, other sources of funding are also being looked at. So as far as the Aurangzeb row is only getting murkier and Nagpur violence is being the biggest fallout of it, is there more than what meets the eye? That's the question we'll be posing to our guests in just a bit.
अग्रेशन को बढ़ाने के लिए और सबवर्सिव एक्टिविटी को बढ़ाने के लिए वो उस प्रकार के पोस्ट डाले गए हैं, उस वाले उन लोगों के ऊपर केवल ये देशद्रोह का कलम लगाया गया। 4 FIR दाखिल हुए जिसमें 50 के ऊपर अभी तक आरोपी हैं, लेकिन और भी प्रोफाइल स्टडी करके वो आरोपी बढ़ाए जाएंगे।
तक वो 2-3 जगह पे दिखा है और उसकी मूवमेंट्स हैं काफ़ी सारी, उसकी हिस्ट्री भी देखी जा रही है, उसका क्या हिस्ट्री, ये सारी चीज़ें जो है एक पर्टिकुलर चीज़ की तरफ हमें लेके जा रही हैं और उसी हिसाब से हमारी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चालू है.
ज्यांनी पोलिसांवर हल्ला केलेला आहे त्यांना कबरीतने खोदून सोडणार नाही. बाकी सगळ्या गोष्टी क्षम्य आहेत, पण पोलिसांवर हल्ला हा क्षम्य नाही. त्यामुळे त्यांच्यावर ही स्ट्रिक्टेस्ट कारवाई आहे, ती कारवाई करून
भारत के महापुरुषों के प्रति श्रद्धा और सम्मान का भाव हर नागरिक का दायित्व होना चाहिए और स्थितियों में किसी भी आक्रांता को महिमा मंडन नहीं करना चाहिए.
All right, let me introduce our guests today. I am in fact joined in by Mr. C.S. Jha, who is the spokesperson for the Shiv Sena UBT, Mr. Krishna Hegde, who is the spokesperson for the Shinde Sena. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. Mr. Jha, I want to ask you, first of all, why would Aditya Thackeray make a statement such as the BJP government or say the alliance in Maharashtra want to convert Maharashtra into a Manipur-like situation?
See, the things which have been done in this past 2-3 days, and the riot which is being which has happened in Nagpur, and the premeditation and all those facts, the evidence which has come right now, it's very scathing evidences which are coming right now. These things were required to be controlled beforehand. So these things have not happened within a day or two. It was planned. It was deliberately being done, and everything should have been within the knowledge of the Home Department, the State Intelligence Unit, the CM itself, because he is the in charge of the Home Department. So these things coming are out of the evidences which are very much in the public media right now. So these things suggest that this government has failed in controlling the law and order situation in Nagpur. And eventually, if you see, the Nagpur belongs to the ministers in the central.
Yes.
Even the CM belongs from Nagpur.
Yes.
So these things seem to be a very dicey situation with the Maharashtra CM and the BJP ruled government.
Okay.
So these things have to be controlled, and it should have been controlled. So pertinent questions are being asked. We are not asking anything out of the context.
Krishna Hegde, how do you respond to that? Of course, given that this has happened in the Chief Minister's backyard, Nagpur, his hometown, you're looking at the RSS headquarters, you're also looking at the home state or the hometown for, say, Nitin Gadkari. Many are asking questions now. Was the Chief Minister caught unaware because of this violence?
No, not at all, Akanksha. I must tell you that firstly, I must thank the ASI for cordoning off Aurangzeb's grave, and I thank the central government also for doing that. And this is not only about Nagpur. It is about Abu Azmi. It is about Imran Masood. It is about Akbaruddin Owaisi, who gives a 15-minute dhamki. It is about Asauddin Owaisi. It is about Sajjad Nomani. It is about an actress who keep glorifying Aurangzeb all the time. And wherever there is action, there is going to be a reaction. And let me also tell you that if I ask the same thing to my friend Mr. Jha, what happened during your administration in the Uddhav Thackeray government? Two sadhus were killed in Palghar. In Palghar, Mansukh Hiren was killed. Bombs were planted under a industrialist house. And therefore, you have no answers. But let me tell you very clear. Our government, Mayuthi government, means action. We have arrested over 50-60 people. Over that, we put Fahim Khan in jail. Over that, the other conspirators are also in jail. The link between Bangladesh and whoever has spread the rumors through social media have all been discovered. Action is being taken against them. People who have used social media platform to, create rumors and disturb the peace and harmony of Nagpur, they have also been identified. And therefore, I will tell you, this government means action, and we have taken action.
Right.
And within a couple of hours, we have controlled whatever disturbance was there in Maharashtra. And we will see that henceforth, no one has the guts to attack the Maharashtra police. And we have been firm on that. And our CM on the floor of the House I also mentioned the same thing, that whoever has attacked the police, we will get them out from their grave. Forget Aurangzeb. Even his loyalists who are living in the country, whether they are political or non-political, which we see, whether it is Ram Navami, whether it is Dasara, or whether it is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Jayanti, these people come out every year and wave a photo of Aurangzeb and try to create a law and order problem.
Krishna,
And therefore, these people will be punished.
okay, CS Jha, let me bring you in. All right, I see Mr. R.P. Singh's just now joined. Sardar R.P. Singh, thank you for joining in. I want to ask you, many are now raising questions about the awareness of the Chief Minister after the violence that plagued Nagpur. They're saying that given that the Home Department belongs to the Chief Minister, questions are now bound to be raised that was the administration and was the government itself caught napping?
Well, even if I accept that there was a intelligence failure, but how come there are people who are supporting Aurangzeb or who are standing by Aurangzeb? People who want to justify what Aurangzeb did. That's a bigger question. And obviously, all that what happened, the arrests and the loot, the way the police were being beaten, or even the axe was being used on one of the DCPs. So that is more important. That what was the reason for such provocation? And then, who is more important to you? Aurangzeb is more important, or country is more important to you?
CS Jha, I'd like you to answer that question. Who has unleashed these, who's been fanning the communal sentiments to this extent? Because in fact, critics of the previous governments have always questioned how the killings of the Palghar priests went, they've still been awaiting justice. What explains the kind of fanning of the communal sentiment at the moment? Who's been giving a free hand to parties like the Minority Democratic Party?
See, this free hand must have been given by the ruling dispensation. And we are in opposition. We are always questioning about these things from the last 1.5 years, for the last 2.5 years from
But
when
Mr.
the
Jha, have you
government was
questioned the Samajwadi Party when Abu Azmi
Yes, we did not
has
support.
lent...
We did not supported the statement made by the leader of the Samajwadi Party. We categorically said that he should be removed from his post. And particularly, if you see, we have made statements in the media also that we cannot glorify Aurangzeb. Nobody is glorifying Aurangzeb. You put them in. You put his grave into the ocean. We are not concerned. We are concerned with the safety and security of the public. We are concerned about the law and order of the state. We are concerned about the pertinent questions from the opposition to the ruling.
Mr. Jha, if you are concerned, then why is in fact Uddhav Thackeray asking questions about what will Chandrababu Naidu have to say, or what will Nitish Kumar have to say? You're clearly alluding to the minority votes and to the appeasement of the minority votes.
Because in Andhra Pradesh, 5% reservation to the minorities have been given. Under whose instruction? The BJP is with the ruling dispensation in the Andhra Pradesh.
Okay. On that note, I see Sardar R.P. Singh was wanting to make a point, and I'll come to you, Mr. Hegde, as well. Sardar R.P. Singh, please.
Well, have you ever seen how DNA changes? When you have friends of different DNA, and when they rub you off, and then your DNA changes. DNA of Bala Sahib has changed to Mohammed bin Qasim's DNA, or Babar's DNA. It's shocking. When they are asking question to Naidu ji, or asking question to Nitish Kumar ji about how will they support the BJP government or not in the center. And this clearly shows that you are no more a nationalist party, you are no more a Hindu party, you are simply tail waggers in front of Sonia Gandhi ji and Mr. Sharad Pawar. That's all you're left with today.
CS Jha, I want to bring you in.
See, the thing is that when you question anybody, you should also question yourself, that you are having a party who you have objected to, that they will not be taken into your alliance. And who is that party? The party which was linked with the Dawood. So you are having that party. Don't question us about our integrity. You also question about your integrity, is what you have done. So these things are in politics. We don't question about these. But the question is about the public who are suffering.
Issue is the ideology, sir.
No,
You
no, no.
had dumped your ideology instead of
The
dumping
public
the
sufferings, the
grave
law
of
and order,
Aurangzeb. You have dumped your
the
ideology.
issue of
You
Aurangzeb.
have
We are
dumped your
not
ideology into
glorifying
the
about
sea.
Aurangzeb. You are speaking about all the time about Aurangzeb. We are not concerned with the Aurangzeb. You throw them into the ocean.
All right,
We are
Krishna
not
Hegde
concerned.
wants to make a point. Krishna Hegde, please go ahead.
No, no, we are not interested in Aurangzeb at all. But after 350 years, it's their leaders, the India Alliance leaders, who have brought Aurangzeb to life, and we have nothing to do with it. We know where Aurangzeb rests, and we know where to show him his place.
No,
Secondly, let me
point
tell
taken,
you,
Krishna Hegde. Do keep
no,
in mind, I want to also bring your attention to the statement that's coming from RSS yesterday when they say that Aurangzeb is irrelevant in today's day and age. Then if he is so irrelevant, why dig up the dead? Literally.
no, let me tell you one thing. What Mr. Jha said. What is Balasaheb Thackeray's ideology? He was a proponent of Hindutva, and the party formed by him, Shiv Sena, is with us. And look at the ideology of Uddhav Thackerayji. He has gone in for Muslim appeasement. He has become a Sonia Sena. And let me and tell me if I'm wrong. To speak about Shivaji Maharaj's valor or bravery, you don't need Aurangzeb's grave. If Osama bin Laden has been the face of terrorism in the world, show me his grave. There is no grave of Osama bin Laden. And therefore, Osama bin Laden and Aurangzeb are same to us. We are not taking Aurangzeb as a Muslim, but we are talking about him as a tyrant who killed his own father, who killed Guru Tegh Bahadur, who killed other Sikh gurus, who disturbed Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who imprisoned his own father, and that's the kind of tyrant. He is the person who demolished Kashi, Mathura, and Somnath temples, and he destroyed thousands of temples and killed lakhs of Hindus. And therefore, such a person has no place in the history of India, though he may be a former ruler of India, but I don't think people who worship him and talk about him, and you have been seeing clips of Nagpur where a mob is saying Jai Jaikar to Aurangzeb. Is that possible in India? Is it possible in
Okay.
Hindustan?
I think
And
that's a
what kind
fair
of
point.
people?
That's
And
a
we are
fair
talking
point.
about,
Give me
and we are
a
not
second,
against
okay,
Muslims.
okay. Can I make a
But-
small point?
Mr. Singh, how do you assess, when even though you have an Uddhav Thackeray saying that, this is someone who ruled 300 years ago, how does that matter in today's day and age? But for a particular community, it seems that it still matters, because if they are instigating or inciting violence, chanting the name of this tyrant, then perhaps it is still relevant. Then don't say that it
Well,
is
if you
not
don't take-
relevant.
If the nation don't take a call on Aurangzeb, tomorrow it will be Azmal Kasab. They will say that, okay, let's let the Pune jail be converted to some tomb of Azmal Kasab, because he is the one who wanted to conquer India. He was the one to disturb the Indian harmony, the peace and harmony here. So they will go to that extent. So it's very important to ensure that the message should go loud and clear about Aurangzeb also. Ask us every day more than 50 kg of Jania was weighed, and then he would have the breakfast. Ask us, our children were slaughtered, were cut into pieces, and the garland was made and was forced on the neck of the woman in this among the Sikhs. Our gurus were beheaded. The followers of the guru were sawed into two, was burnt alive, was boiled alive.
I want
Our
to bring
Chote
in,
Sahibzade-
I
give me a
want to
second,
bring in
give me a
Dhanraj.
second. Chote Sahibzade was skinned alive. So this friend of Uddhav Thackeray, or this Uddhav Thackeray new ideology, is in favor of Azmal Kasab.
C.S. Jha, I think it's time you respond to that, because why can't we, you were talking about comparing this with Manipur. Your party is talking about how Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu should be brought into the picture because they are busy appeasing the Muslim vote. But not even once have we heard a statement come in from Uddhav Sena where you are condemning how there's a eulogization of a tyrant like Aurangzeb.
See, we have very much said that we don't want to glorify, because in this channel also what we are hearing from BJP is about the things which have been carried on in past by Aurangzeb. So who wants to glorify it is very clear. We don't want to speak about Aurangzeb. We don't want to speak about his tyranny. We don't want to speak because all the things have happened, and he is nowhere in India to be suggested as a hero. And we don't want to glorify him. He was a cruel leader. We have
Okay.
forgotten,
Okay.
and we don't want to glorify him.
I want to now quickly bring in Mr. Dhanraj Vanjari, who is the former ACP of Mumbai. Mr. Vanjari, I want you to weigh in on this entire angle about how this could be a pre-planned conspiracy, the question of foreign funding, and should there now be a crackdown on these fringe political outfits like the Minority Democratic Party? We've already had our share of dealing with, say, the likes of the SDPI. How do you now assess the current political scenario in Maharashtra? Of course, much has been unnoticed so far as political affiliations with these fringe extremist elements are concerned.
Apart from the political dusting around, I would like to say there is a certain misconception and misstatement, misguiding from all the angles and sides. Because yesterday, when Police Commissioner of Nagpur was saying, and earlier what he said it was not a conspiracy. Then he said, yes, it seems to be a conspiracy because after investigation, I came to know this might be a conspiracy. So if the conspiracy theory works around, then definitely political anger cannot be undermined. There is a political anger because certain people were targeted. Certain statements were given by the Maharashtra Chief Minister on the forum of assembly, saying that this is a pre-planned attack. If it is a pre-planned attack, he is simply addressing the failure of his own machinery, because he is Home Minister also. His own machinery of intelligence of police, that police intelligence was not at place. So these controversies and the deviative statement seems to have noted by the people, and now people perceptively thinking that there might be something to hide. Now today, a new angle has come up, that's a foreign funding.
Yes.
And it is Bangladesh.
Yes.
So let me tell you, Nagpur is famous for oranges, and a lot of orange trading being done between Nagpur, means Vidarbha region, and Bangladesh.
True.
So if that factor goes on and they can track the account and they can find out the funding is coming through business transactions or through any other thing, I think in the fair interest of the justice, we should give enough time to police to come to a concrete conclusion in this matter. What must have been happened, what must not have been happened, and if there is a conspiracy, then who were the part in the conspiracy and who had prima facie interest.
I think Mr. Hegde wants to make a point. Mr. Hegde, I'd like to bring you in. Yes.
No, I think ACP Vanjari has come in a bit late, because who are the conspirators? They have been arrested. Secondly, if there is a link,
no, but there could be more conspirators, Mr. Hegde. I'm sure you will agree. That's what the Nagpur police itself has admitted.
If over
Mr. Hegde,
200
conspiracy is not unending. It has its both sides open. People, the street vendors have been arrested. That doesn't mean that conspiracy theory is wiped out. Conspiracy is the person who has the brain behind all this nonsense.
Obviously, Mr. Vanjari, being a police officer, you should definitely know more than us. But petrol bombs, swords, axes, knives, and a truckload of stones do not come from thin air. Therefore, it is understood there has been a conspiracy. But who fomented the conspiracy has also been caught.
Yes.
Now the police are investigating.
Right. But I want to, in fact, give closing thoughts to Mr. Vanjari since he joined.
And if there are more people who are coming to the picture,
they
will also be
allow me 30 seconds to give Mr. Vanjari the closing thoughts. Mr. Vanjari, I also want you to weigh in when you say that there is a conspiracy, also looking at a module which is operating in a very in a similar fashion to what we have been observing in Kashmir prior to 2019, when the abrogation of Article 370 actually took place. Having said that, if there are now parallels being drawn with Kashmir, what is your assessment of this entire situation now?
My first point is Kashmir is at far away. The dome of Aurangzeb, it is Aurangabad, which is also quite distant thing
No,
from
but is
Nagpur.
it time
What-
for the NIA to
Sambhaji
step
Nagar.
in? Because NIA is the one which was able to crack down on the kind of militancy we've seen plague the valley.
Yes, if time comes and if this nexus goes international money lending and all these things, money involvement through the foreign funding and all this angle is fixed for the terrorist faction, then definitely NIA is welcome. What I'm saying that Sambhaji Nagar is far away from Nagpur. Why it was Nagpur number one? And the stones were felt as the lorry of the stone was not all of a sudden fall from the sky. There must have been some element involved in it that are what I mean a conspiracy. And when state government says it is conspiracy, my simple question is your police machinery, though I'm a cop, is your police machinery is at place intelligence wise, and whether the intelligence was collected in advance, and if it is not collected,
Quick closing thoughts
why?
to Sardar RP Singh. Sardar RP Singh, many are also questioning because we've seen, is there now a need to dial down on the communal rhetoric? Many are blaming the Sangh. On the other hand, they're also questioning why, say, leaders like Nitish Rane are making instigating statements. Is it time to sort of tone down or dial down that communal rhetoric?
Akansha, let's understand. It was not a riot. I mean, we are all naming it a riot. It was one-sided
Okay.
by one community and against another community. I mean, tell me one house which has been burnt of a Muslim, one car which has been burnt of a Muslim. So it was all being planned in a fashion, and to this extent that certain cars were removed in advance, and houses were numbered, and only those houses were attacked and, with axes and with swords,
right.
which of a particular community. So this needs to be explored into. This needs to be investigated into, and probably it will take another week's time when we come to know the complete game plan behind it.
All right. I'm sure now that we all know and agree that, you know, there is a pre-planned conspiracy which is currently being investigated. Not to forget the fact that the Home Department, of course, very much comes under the Chief Minister. I'm sure the Mahayuti will leave no stone unturned to crack this entire conspiracy. Many thanks to you, gentlemen.